Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex, and this episode's subject comes in from Weebossu, who says, "What are your thoughts on The Dark Below? The Dark Below is the first expansion for Destiny, the game I made like a 30-minute video for. You can find that on my channel, I Hate Everything, where I go through a lot of my problems with the full game. But this is the DLC, the first big DLC, the thing that they were saying was going to address all the problems, all the things, the story and all this. And let me just get this straight. It's hardly an expansion. It's more of a map pack, is a more fair thing to call it. It's what, $15, £15, something like that. A little overpriced, I think, for what you're getting. Here's exactly what you're getting. You're getting about 2 or 3 multiplayer maps. They can be pushed to one side. Who gives a fuck about that? Because the multiplayer in Destiny is fucking terrible. So what the real thing you're kind of getting this for is 1 new strike, 2 if you're on PlayStation 4, and 3 new campaign missions. I use the word campaign loosely also because it's hardly a campaign. It's 3 kind of just missions, you know. Go to a place, kill some dudes, go away from the place again. And then you have, obviously, new gear, a new level cap, and a new raid, which I haven't been able to play yet because you need to be, you know, a decent level and have a decent team to be able to actually play that. So I've played a little bit of it, to be fair. So starting with they were kind of saying that they were going to address the story a little bit more. They were going to focus more on the story, because that was one of my big complaints with the full Destiny game, was the story was just really badly handled, and there was no sort of thing to take its place. You know, when you don't have a story, you need to make up with it with game like mission design that's engaging and fun, and you have stuff that's going on, but it's very repetitive. And it's pretty much the same thing here. You have a new character called Eris or something, this like weird lady with black blood stuff coming from her eyes, and she's like, yeah, the Hive, which are basically the Flood from Halo, kind of. And yeah, we went into this cave, and this big team of us went into this cave, and I was the only one to come out, and, hey, yeah, do you want to go kill some of these Hive for me, sort of? Yeah, I'll give you a gun if you do that. Yeah, alright. And that's pretty much the story of The Dark Below. Like, you don't need anything more than that. Like, I would say spoiler warning, but what is there to even fucking spoil? It's the same format. You go to her, she gives you a line of dialogue, a brief line of dialogue that sort of, it gives you a little bit more context than what the full game was, where when you'd hand in a mission or get a mission from someone, they'd go, "Good work, Guardian." At least she says something more like, "The Hive are sort of dead now, aren't they?" She'd do that instead, you know. And it's only 3 missions, so it's only what, like 40 minutes, maybe a bit longer if you're doing it on the harder difficulty. It's nothing special, because it is so short. What epic story can you really tell from 3 missions? Which, to be fair, they're slightly better designed than just the terrible shit that was in the base game, but that's not saying much. Like, the most creative thing you're getting is, oh, for this like boss at the end of one of them, we turned off your jetpack so you can't jump about and avoid this guy with a sword. And that confrontation lasts what, 3 minutes? And it's over. And that's a third of the DLC already done. So it didn't address the story problems at all. Not even in the slightest. It didn't build the world up anymore. It really is just more of the same, which could be a good thing or bad thing for you. For me, I'd already bought the digital deluxe edition that had the expansions sort of paid for in it anyway, so I might as well play it as it is. And I don't know, I'm still for some reason playing this fucking game. I can't even figure out why. Something about the loot, I don't know. But what it comes down to is, did you enjoy playing Destiny or not the first time round? If that's a yes, then, and especially if you're still playing it now, you need this expansion, because it kind of limits the way you can actually play the game. Now, I'm not sure if you get the increased level cap or not if you do buy the DLC, but you get the level cap, you get more strikes, you get like a new level cap on the weekly activities that sometimes you can't even do if they're the new content. So if you're still playing it now and you're still enjoying it, it does add a decent amount, especially with the new raid, because the raid is really what adds the reason to keep going back to it. I mean, I'm still playing the Vault of Glass every now and again now still to try and get some of the crap from that. And the problem is, when you compare it to, say, it's this weird mix of single player and multiplayer sort of content, because like a £15, $15 sort of single player pack is a lot easier to digest. Like, say, the BioShock ones. They were a nice, healthy amount of content. You know what you're getting into. You're expecting 2 or 3 hours sort of stuff from that. But then you have the other side where it's like Battlefield and COD map packs, which are just ridiculously overpriced for 3 or 4 maps, which, if you're really into the multiplayer, I guess they're worth it. So it's like a weird hybrid of one of those. It's got the price of the map packs, but sort of the content from the map packs as well. It doesn't have that story stuff going on, so really, if you don't like Destiny, this isn't going to change your mind even in the slightest. It's just more Destiny. I'm pretty sure that this shit was already in the this shit was finished. I mean, they had this done. They probably had this done long before the game was going to come out, and they just ripped it out. Said, "Hey, let's call it an expansion, everybody. An extra fucking 15 quid from everyone. Sweet. That's going to raise our profit margins. Woohoo!" It's not an expansion. It's almost insulting to call it an expansion, to be honest. You'd at least from an expansion, you expect a new planet, more missions, something like that. But it's really not that at all. It's a map pack. It's a map pack, which is worth it, I guess, if you're still playing it. If not, it's really not worth picking up at all. It's not going to change your mind on the game even in the slightest. Is it disappointing? Maybe. I don't know what people were expecting from this. If you were kind of expecting it to fix all the problems and have this epic story mode and everything, then you're kind of an idiot. I mean, this is sort of what I was expecting, So it's all right for me. I already paid for it. I wouldn't go out of your way to play this. There's far better stuff out at the moment to tickle your fancy. And when the second expansion comes out, is it going to be more of the same? Yeah, it's going to be exactly the same. 2 or 3 new maps, 3 new missions, 1 strike if you're on Xbox, and 1 new raid. That'll be it. Kind of a fucking joke, really, isn't it? Where's the new planets and stuff? Well, hopefully what they're going to do is sort of have free content, like GTA Online does, where they're adding these new vehicles, new guns, and all this shit all the time. They need to do something like that, something big. Like, add a planet or 2 in there. You just need something more. If they're planning to keep this going and to keep the community thriving, they're going to have to add more content quick, because this isn't enough, this expansion. I don't know what they're going to do, really. The long-term thing, I have no clue what they're going to do. But anyway, I'm rambling on now. So, as always, thanks for watching. All comments and ratings are very much appreciated. Make sure to check out my other videos and the channel I Hate Everything for more. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Beware.